we moved the time machine a few more seasons forward to 2000 or to the 2001 season, correct?
Yeah.
We have the Shaq and Kobe Lakers. We have the Sacramento Kings with Chris Webber.
Iverson as the MVP.
We have MVP Allen Iverson.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just checking my dog's ear out real quick. We have the Spurs. I'm getting punched now.
By the dog?
Yes, by my dog.
Crazy.
Who else we got here? Oh, KG on the Timberwolves coming into his own. Let's look at the MVP voting. MVP.
Oh, this is gonna. I feel like we have this every single time we talk about the season.
What? That Iverson's not going to come away with this award?
Well, that you think that Iverson won't come away with this award, and I always keep it.
Okay, so 31 points a game for Iverson, right? 31 points a game, 42% shooting, and they won. They're the number one seed. They won 56 games, right?
Yes.
We said so. The Lakers that exist in 2001 and the Lakers that exist in 2020, if we adjust their win total, are both going to end up at the same spot here with 56 and 26, right?
Yeah.
So I think AI. All right, motherfucker. I think AI is still going to get it because of Anthony Davis. I think he's still going to get it.
But do you think how many like wins do you think the Lakers are going to get in this era? Like what seeding would you put them?
I still think they're going to get about that 55, 56 wins. I was really happy with that. We already know that throughout the regular season and throughout the season that they played in, they adjusted to any kind of game script, right?
Yeah.
And are a great defensive team. They were the number one defense of 2020. This era in 2001 is much more about defense and a slower pace. What's the pace, Lindsay, this year?
The pace is 91.3.
Yeah.
So it's the league average pace, 91.3. So
that's crazy.
That always benefits defense, right? Yeah. So that's why I think the Lakers will still be at the top of the conference, the 2020.
So you got them what, like third seed?
Let's see. So if we're doing it by the old rules, I guess they would be lower than that, right? Because it just depends who's winning. Which Lakers team do you have winning the division? That's really what it comes down to. But if we're just doing strictly based on wins, which is how we've been doing it, I still think that they're third or second. They're tied in that position. Just depends on what you think about that matchup. And we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But because of that, I think Iverson still gets the award. LeBron has more help. And in this era, especially, that gets penalized. Yeah. Because this is the other thing I wanted to talk to you about. It's starting to change, where if you have another guy on your team, that doesn't necessarily mean you won't win MVP. That's starting to change now, as we look at all the duos around the league.
Are you talking about
just people being in that conversation? I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean, I just feel like that it's never gonna be another guy averaging 25 is too much. It's like another real superstar. Like, yeah. I feel like it's never. It's impossible.
But Shaq still got to third despite having Kobe with 28 a game.
Yeah, but it's like LeBron's always going to be in the top 5. He's been in top 3 for mad years, but it just never. You're not going to win it. It's because of that, though. Like I feel like it's always going to be. LeBron was the closest with last year. Him being second. Like I feel like that's the closest you're going to get.
He would have won it this year. He would have won it this year. I believe that. If he had stayed healthy.
Remember? Like AD regressed.
Well, he regressed and he also didn't play.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
caused LeBron to go into hyperdrive.
Yeah.
But you're right. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And
So
especially here when Iverson was literally he was like, I'm not saying he did the same thing that Steph did, but in terms of like the fuel that makes the engine run, like that was what that was like, he's the engine. Like,
yeah, but also something to keep in mind. I always bring this up.
Yeah.
They ran the table for the awards, right? They had the defensive player of the year, Dikembe Mutombo.
Yep.
They had the sixth man of the year, and Aaron McKee. They had the coach of the year. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if the coach of the year is going to be listed here. I don't know why his name is escaping me. He's a really famous coach.
Larry
Brown. Thank you very much, Dario Albuquerque.
I didn't know you were trying to say his name. I don't know why.
It was on the tip of my tongue. I
like, what is he like? Why is he?
Iverson talks about him all the time. He loves him. But so where do you put LeBron in MVP voting?
LeBron fourth.
Fourth?
Maybe fourth, maybe fifth.
Wow. You hold these guys as your idols in this era, man.
Wait, go back. I have like, see, that's my thing. Go back and I could explain. For one, Allen Iverson is MVP.
Right.
Two, Tim Duncan, he was by himself. Really?
No, he still had David Robinson. Pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Let me see what. To be fair, let's see the average.
Robinson was putting up 14 and 8.
Okay, so that's why I wanted to see the averages because I wasn't totally positive.
Well, 8.6, so like 9.
Yeah.
So if
LeBron has another guy averaging 26, like that's it's too much. Like that, and then right after that is Shaq, and there's no way if Shaq is third, like LeBron, there's no way he's gonna.
So yeah, there's only 3 other guys. There's nobody. And how many wins did they get?
The 58, the most in the league.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, you see it, like, and then Shaq. My whole this is still Shaq. This is Shaq. Like prime Shaq is
the Shaq attack.
Yeah, like come on, like that. I'm not. I feel like I was not being. I think me saying fourth or fifth, like because he's gonna have probably be third place, third in ranking at the team. He's probably he gets the nod over Chris Webber because I feel like that's exactly what they're doing. But it was between Allen Iverson and Tim Duncan.
Yeah,
and then Shaq they were the second best team in the West, so that's why it went like that. And then Chris Webber was the third best team in the West, and then right after came Garnett. Like that's just kind of how it worked out. I'm not trying. I really don't trying to be a hater like that. Like I'm not. Kobe's not even Kobe. Like 02 Kobe, you beat. I mean, but Kobe is Kobe, but not Kobe. Y'all know whoever. Y'all know what I meant.
He's Froby.
Yeah.
Fucking Shaq 40 minutes a game is ridiculous. Imagine 40 minutes a game of that mastodon.
That's insane. Like we talking about LeBron and AD. Yeah. Like look at Shaq and Kobe. They both average pretty much 29 a game. Like that's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane.
And then that's slow.
I'm probably putting
how much of their team's points did they average?
Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah. That's literally like 60% of the points. I feel like,
especially in this era, right, where it's so much slower.
Is 58 points in total, 59 in total. I'm sorry,
so
57.
the Lakers averaged 100.6 points per game, and Shaq averaged 28.7, and Kobe averaged 28.5.
Yeah. So that's what 50.
That's 57 points a game, and that comes out to almost 60. I think it's like 55% of the points. That's
fucking absurd.
I know.
That's fucking absurd.
This is literally the dynamic duo. The one
Anthony Davis and LeBron both at 27, right?
Yeah, 20. Yeah, 28. Okay,
excuse me. So we're there. They're
Yeah.
They're not slouches. They're not slouches.
Oh yeah, of course not. Of course not. Yeah.
It's close. Fucking. But I think I guess you're right, dude. I guess that's a good point you make
because it's just because it literally is
just about what you think happens
is more important than prime Shaq. Like prime Shaq, they went to 3 championships, won 3 finals of a team MVPs because of how important this guy is.
It's really about what you think is going to happen in a matchup between those Lakers and these Lakers.
Yeah, I know.
And so we can talk about that right now. So you have LeBron, peak LeBron, right? Peak mentality LeBron, and he's got all the skills. He's hitting threes. He's got his post-up game. He's driving to the inside. He can still take over games. He's controlling the pace of most contests.
Yeah.
If you have coming into this prime Anthony Davis against the greatest 1-2 punch historically to exist.
Yeah.
We got how many games and why? I always go first, so I'm gonna let you go first on this one. This is like your.
Oh, you want me to just go straight to who am I gonna have winning? Not like a whole analysis.
Start breaking it down for us.
Yeah, I was about to say you can tell me however you want to tell me.
All right.
I don't care how you get it done.
Personally, they don't have anything that they could do with Shaq at all. He's getting his what? He averaged 30 and 15. That's what he always talks about. He's getting that. Oh, I don't give a fuck who was there. It could be JaVale McGee, and he bullies JaVale McGee now, and he doesn't even play. So imagine, or he used to, because JaVale McGee almost put a lawsuit on him and everything. Now I'm just making up stuff, but he definitely would take JaVale McGee out of the game 100%. So he's giving you his 35 and 15.
Anthony
and Kobe's
Davis
giving you his clean 28, 100%.
So Anthony Davis would not be able to take Shaq outside on the other side of the ball. Is what you're saying?
Oh no, Shaq ain't guarding them.
They're just not guard. Who's guarding Anthony Davis on the other end? Then that's what I'd like to know.
That's gonna. I think it's literally gonna be. It's gonna be a case where this will be a fun ass series
for sure. 100%.
Because I think all the stars are gonna eat. Like I don't see anybody being able to stop anybody.
Because young Kobe, say what you want, man. I know he was a good defender in his later period of time, but this is a point where even Allen Iverson's cooking Kobe hard. He's shooting a decent percentage.
Oh no! I don't. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like
Kobe's not the defender that he's gonna be later in his career.
Well, he's definitely a good defender at this point.
Like I said, I didn't say he was like white dog shit, but
I think he's first team. He might be first team in this. Maybe this season. I know he had 9, or maybe.
I know he had the first team all defense selections, but I know because he always talks about how Iverson inspired him at this point in his career.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I mean, nobody on that team plays like Iverson at all.
Yeah, but my point being,
different kind of person to guard, like.
Yeah, like a harder person to guard.
We would be talking about something else, but
a way harder person to guard because Kobe's going to get posted up by LeBron because he's just a much smaller guy.
Yeah, but that's also more of this kind of style of play he wants to defend versus Iverson. I'm just saying the Iverson thing. I wouldn't really compare LeBron to Iverson.
It was more. I wasn't comparing the skill sets. I was just saying, Allen Iverson doesn't shoot a high percentage on anybody, and he does pretty well against Kobe in this particular year.
So would the 2001 Lakers try to throw Robert Horry at AD?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. I think if it's Robert Horry and Anthony Davis, that's lunch meat.
I think both teams are definitely going to eat. I just think because
LeBron. Oh man, you're really going to be mad at me, man.
So, yeah, he's shooting.
He's shooting 40%, but he's getting 35 a game. My fault. He's shooting 40%, so it's just regular bullshit.
And Kobe wasn't his primary defender either. I'm pretty sure it was like Ty Lue.
No, he definitely was because this in this finals they talked trash to each other, like they were all over each other the whole finals, for sure.
You think Kobe was his primary defender?
They were definitely guarding each other a lot.
Yeah, but I not definitely. He wasn't the guy that was starting and ending. He probably ending on.
Yes. Yeah, I was gonna say. I guess, dude, that's weird because I'm pretty sure he definitely did guard him when it mattered.
I know. He definitely guarded him when it mattered. I mean, at the end of the day, they fucking almost swept him. So I'm not even arguing that. But my man shot 40% from the line. I mean, from just the field.
So I thought it was over. I thought he shot a higher percentage than that. But point being, I think LeBron is getting whatever he wants on this Kobe. I really believe that.
I agree. But I think Kobe's getting whatever he wants on them too.
But why do you feel that way? That's what I want to know. because
LeBron is
LeBron is
not keeping up with a
in
prime
a playoff series. In a playoff series,
Hell no.
why?
Kobe is literally anything that
He doesn't have nearly as wide of a skill set as he's going to have in 2010. So that's where I disagree.
True. That's not true.
2010 Kobe. We saw Kobe as LeBron was growing up in the league. We saw Kobe eat him at every stage of the game. And the reason was because Kobe had way more skills. In 2001, it's really him and Shaq, and it's Kobe. We talked about it. Hitting that one crossover and blowing by somebody, and that's his main move.
Yeah, but he was still
not sophisticated.
The whole thing is the only difference between 09 Kobe and this 2001 Kobe is just it flip-flop. It was less crossover, more post like it was probably like here it would be maybe 80-20 where he was crossing over, getting to the basket, and then posting up. And then it was probably like a flip, like more like 75-25. Kobe posting up in 09 and then his little crossover. So it was just a flip in skills, but I think they were doing the same thing. It was just the way he was doing it was differently.
I just think LeBron has been able to handle guys like that because there's a lot of guys that play to that.
Yeah, but LeBron
in this era
is not. There's no way in hell he's going to be able to stop Kobe from getting 28.
But again, I think you're overrating him being old. He's not like he doesn't play like an old man. He plays like the best player in the league.
With a 21-year-old, 22-year-old. You're not going to be able to run with Kobe on.
But he literally, LeBron averages the sixth most. Look, LeBron averages the sixth most amount of minutes in 2020 and it's just him and 20-year-olds around him. This guy is a freak. I wouldn't. Normally,
but LeBron is not asked to play all those minutes and guard a guy like this.
I think he will be in this series. I think that will be something that happens.
All right, so Jimmy Butler cooked the Lakers. You telling me a prime Kobe Bryant is not going to cook the Lakers? Yo, we're not acting like these Lakers are different. Like Kobe in his prime.
I don't think he'll need to, if I'm being honest, because of what you said about Shaq. I'm being completely serious. I don't think, because the only guy that could really fuck with Shaq is Anthony Davis, and I really think Shaq gets Anthony Davis into foul trouble within the first quarter of most of these games.
And also, Anthony Davis, Shaq is going to bully the fuck out of him.
Yeah,
and
there's a reason why Anthony Davis, and this will be on your screen, Anthony Davis for a really long time did not want to play center throughout his career. He insisted on it. Fucked the Pelicans in a ton of situations because if you'll notice, he always had to have a bigger guy, and there will be pictures on your screen. He always had to have a bigger guy next to him at every stage of the game. LeBron was the first guy to tell him, dude, you're playing center. Shut the fuck up. If we're in this situation, you have to play center. And even then, the Lakers still had a bunch of centers to put next to Anthony Davis in those situations. Yeah. So although Anthony Davis is a good defender and he's versatile and he's athletic, Shaq will bully him. I agree with that 100%. And also, Dwight Howard will be there. Oh, man. He'll just want to murder him. Just want to murder his whole soul.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think Kobe's going to win finals MVP. I mean, well, it's not finals, but he wouldn't be the MVP of the series. But I definitely think Kobe's going to get his. And it's just in my mind, there's no way you stopping Shaq, but then there's absolutely no way you're stopping Kobe too. Like, we have a perfect example of a guy like Kobe, but Kobe's like 100 times better than, and he was cooking them. And that's Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler was a perfect example of someone who played out of their mind.
What do we know about this 01 Lakers team? They play to where their strengths lie. Like, look at what they did against the Spurs. Kobe dominated the Spurs. Why? Because they had two giant guys to guard Shaq. Like, we know this. That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
All that meant was Shaq was going to average more points than Kobe. That they both cooked.
Kobe's going to add it if Kobe's on his best behavior. Assuming Kobe's on his best behavior, Kobe's putting up no more than 25 points a game, but definitely more than 6 or 7 assists. Like, I think he's going to have one of those games if that's how it's going to be. But I don't see him being like taking over and be. If he's going to be selfish, if he's going to be selfish and shoot like over 25 times a game, and Shaq's shooting less than him, I think that's a problem.
No, that's the luxury. This Kobe at this point in the playoffs, he figured it out. Like he figured out we play as a team, we're gonna win this championship. Like that he came right off that injury, and then we explained this in his legacy breakdown.
Yeah.
That you can find in our archives, and Russell put it up somewhere.
Do you feel that since there's weird matchups on both sides, it just becomes this like crazy offensive fight?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think everybody's gonna cook.
That's what Dario thinks. Yes.
Yeah, but my whole thing is Shaq is gonna be cooking, and I feel like Shaq is gonna be cooking more than AD, and I think Kobe's gonna be cooking just as much as LeBron. I think that it's just
that's where I don't agree. Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Oh, that's crazy.
I think
out
in the order of most important people in this matchup, it's Shaq, LeBron, and then Kobe, and then AD. It's in that order.
Yeah, I agree. I think the same thing.
And I think LeBron's getting. I think LeBron could average a triple-double against this Lakers team. I really believe that. Like 25, 10, and 10, definitely. Because I don't think Kobe can guard him at this stage of the game. I really believe that. And I don't think Rick Fox can guard LeBron. And I don't think, like, Derek Fisher stands no chance. Derek Fisher stands no chance against a guy like Rondo, even. Because Rondo's, like, going to outthink him more than likely. Even though Derek Fisher's a great mind, he's not old man Derek Fisher that's a little bit more trustworthy.
Yeah, I guess
he's not even 0.4 Derek Fisher yet.
Yeah,
that's all.
Do you think it would be possible for like the 20 Lakers to play small ball and have AD be the center, so that would have to force Shaq to come out? Like, would that change anything?
No, because AD's gonna have a horrible time. On the other side, because literally that would make AD that's where the small ball, like with a guy like Shaq, and you've mentioned this a lot throughout. Like you always say, small ball is cool until you have that dominant big man.
Yeah.
And it's true because you're not going to there's nothing you're going to do. Shaq was literally an automatic 2 points.
Exactly. And unless you're the Warriors where you're fucking making 15 to 18 threes every game.
Yeah.
You can't afford to just let a guy get 2 points. You can't do that. You can't fucking just let him walk in the paint and dunk on your whole squad.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what? Shaq might average 35 on the
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you saying that.
But my whole thing, so what did Shaq average in the 01? I think that he averaged like something like that.
And Dikembe Mutombo was the defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
And Shaq, finals MVP.
He's a better defender than Dikembe.
I think at this point, but he doesn't have that. He's not that guy. He's just not that guy.
Dikembe was like, he could lock you up too.
Yeah, Shaq in the finals was just a mastodon. I want to say 35 and 15. Like, I really want to say that, but I want to be
like. So I just don't understand why we can't say that Kobe's putting the same stats up. I could totally.
I just don't think that, because that never happens. Look, 33 and 15, and Kobe with 25. It's exactly what I thought. Like,
no, I knew Kobe had 25. I could totally see him doing that though.
I don't see him putting 30 up on against LeBron. I don't see that happening.
LeBron's not guarding Kobe. LeBron never had to. Even when Jimmy Butler was wilding, LeBron was not guarding him like that.
Yeah,
like there's no way you're gonna have LeBron guarding Kobe for the. If LeBron is guarding Kobe for the rest of the game, they lose in 5. There's no way in hell that you're gonna let LeBron be that tired. Because he's gonna dealing with Kobe for freaking. I'm not even trying to. 25
points a game on 41%. I don't even know if. I think this is like a very accurate.
He's getting better.
You think? I don't know. I don't think so. Like, I really don't. I think this is pretty accurate to what I would say from him. And Shaq, this is probably pretty accurate to what he would get, including the 3.4 blocks. Because
Joel McGee. So maybe we're miscommunicating or something. Because what I'm saying is I could see Kobe doing the same exact thing.
Oh well, I thought you were saying he was putting up 33 points a game and going in his bag and fucking people up.
No,
I don't think that's happening. I just don't think that's happening.
Shaq would average. I said 35, 33, whatever. If he does that, I could see Kobe putting up 25. I really do think it could be 28, but
that's what you said. You fuck. Don't fuck you.
To be fair,
you said 28 or more than 30 this whole time, making me look like.
No, I never said 30 because I had Shaq at 30.
Fucking
And I think
fortunately, we record our show, so we'll know.
Yeah, I know I said 20. I definitely said Kobe could average 28. I didn't see the series, but when I saw this, I was like, I could see this happening.
He only took 9 threes in the whole series too. Like he's not the same guy. He's not the same guy we're going to see at a later period. They're not stretching the floor like that. They have other guys to do that.
Within a 1 year span of this, Kobe hit nine. I think he hit that. It was his. 12th.
That's great, but that's not now, right? Like we're talking about.
But I'm saying it's the same kind of guy. Like he doesn't just learn how to shoot threes after that. I think it's just the game plan. Like
why not? He literally Kobe would talk about how each offseason he would get a new thing.
Okay, Russ.
Am I a liar?
All I'm saying is there's no way Kobe's not gonna eat. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Which is what I disagreed with. Because eating to me is more than 25 points, in my opinion.
That's super. That's literally.
This is eating. This is what eating looks like. 33-16 with 3.5 blocks. That's eating. But
my whole thing is I agree that Shaq is gonna be Shaq is going to need to be the dominant guy to win the series. I did not disagree with that at all. I said Shaq would average 30 and 15, and Kobe would average 28.
So you got Lakers in how many games? You got 0-1 Lakers in how many games?
I got my 0-1 Lakers in. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to say 6.
I'll take the 0-1 Lakers in 5.
I'm throwing my gum at you, man. I hate you. Let's go to the next one. All right, let's talk about the Spurs.
Hold on, you fucking piece of garbage. Lindsay, what do you think?
You an asshole.
Russell, you suck.
I know, right?
Probably the 0-1 Lakers, but don't ask me games. I'm so bad at picking this shit.
That was good shit. Fucking, I just think once you explain the Shaq thing to me, I started thinking more and more about it, and it like the Kobe thing is such a like in terms of like what would happen in the series.
Literally,
it's so not relevant.
In your mind, you literally always just go, "He loves Kobe." What he's saying is not true. And what I was doing, like I was like, I'm not doing that at all. I said my Shaq point, and I clearly was saying,
and it's sort of like that, but it's sort of just like when I think you say things about Kobe, I just imagine you in his head, just like triple threat. Like everything that I imagine Kobe later on, I feel like you're thinking that he's doing that, and I'm just like, there's no way, he's just not that guy yet.
But I know that, yeah, that's like it's a totally different Kobe that I'm talking
like
about.
Like a raw athletic monster. But who else is in this fucking Western?
Why do you have him in 5? I want to understand now because you made me go through this whole freaking thing.
How many games did Philly lose in?
5.
That's what happens when Shaq puts up 33 and 16. Like, doesn't matter who you are.
That same thing. I don't care.
That guy, much like LeBron James, is a freak.
Yeah.
He's a freak. He's averaging 45 minutes a game. He's huge.
Yeah.
Imagine Shrek running a marathon. That's what Shaq is in this season.
Shaq really does look like Shrek, though.
Imagine
think about Shrek and Shaq.
A huge ogre, and he just dunks on you. He rubs his balls in your face.
When they made Shrek, they literally just put Shaq's face and just turned it green and added some things, and that's it. Little ears, stupid ears, and they would literally Shaq look like Shrek.
Fucking wild.
But you pretty Shaq.
So there's Shrek.
It's Shrek.
Shrek.
I like it.
Fucking, I think, and that's like the 11,000th F-bomb I've dropped on this show.
That's fine.
I think
we love you too.
That this team gets fucked up by LA because no one's guarding LeBron. I'm taking 20 Lakers against this Spurs team in 5 because LeBron. The same way Kobe, if that athletic Kobe gives them 32 points a game and just like completely annihilates them, LeBron's definitely getting a triple-double. For sure. What did Kobe get in this fucking Spurs team? Who got swept?
I know his first game was like a 40-piece.
Yeah.
45-piece, actually.
But
sorry, Timmy.
Kobe, 33 points a game, right?
Yep.
LeBron's got way more tricks in the bag, right? I'm gonna make that argument for the matchup we were talking before, and Kobe's getting 33, 7, and 7, LeBron 100% getting a triple double. I feel confident. 30-point triple double, like a typical finals
triple double.
Yes.
Nah, I think I could see it like a
slapping.
A 27-point triple double.
Derek Fisher went 15 of 20 from 3 in this series. That's fucking insane.
They really wanted to, because
that's insane. I think LeBron defeats them pretty easily. Same thing that he did to this James Harden team. Just pooped in their mouth. Blocked all the shots. All this. And I think the Lakers take it in 5. But I do think Anthony Davis is under 25 points a game. Tim Duncan versus Anthony Davis is it's a cancel out for me. Just straight up head to head, because they'll both be playing power forward.
Yeah. I feel like they're distant brothers or something. The way that they look.
The way that they look? I don't think they look the same at all.
I don't know. They just remind me I don't know. It's
and they rhyme too. Timmy D versus AD.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. Anyway.
Definitely the Lakers. I got them. I got a little bit more respect for them. I got them in 6.
Okay, why? I'm curious.
Why? Because I think Tim Duncan. No, you might be right.
This is what I'm saying. I feel like you and I went through the same exact mental process, because I originally had 6 in my head before I said 5. Because I was like, Tim Duncan is nice, but then I was like, he really has fucking no one. Parker and Mobley aren't there. David Robinson went to bed. He's not there.
Yeah, it was done. It was done. So it's definitely.
I think there's a reason why the Lakers of 01 swept them. Anyways, besides the hate, it was just not a good matchup.
And besides, and just for a future thing, you could probably bring this up later on in the future when we have this debate. But this is another time where Kobe shits on Tim Duncan. This will matter for a reason. You'll see. Just remember this, fans.
Let's see. Who else is on this list? Versus Philadelphia 76ers. We talked about Allen Iverson, right?
Yes.
Another guy I'd like to see Rondo go up against in history. Maybe I'm just a Rondo dick rider. I gotta just accept that.
Well, I mean, he did play that. That's our one legions. You should really get I should send you a Celtics thing of these, so you could just do the Celtics and I could be the Lakers. And as we're going through this historic,
I was gonna say, when I go through history, I can feel like I can do that, but I'm not. I just am so not attached to the Celtics team that exists now.
Yeah, that's true.
Every other Celtics team I like a lot. This one I'm like.
But that's our legions, though. That's Rondo was a Celtic and a Laker, so yeah.
But I think Rondo versus Allen Iverson.
Let's say somehow and how the 2020 Lakers beat the 2001 Lakers.
Yeah.
Let's say Shaq tears his ACL and Kobe ruptures his Achilles.
At the same time.
Same game. All right.
With a magic bullet.
Yes. So that happens, and then in my mind, the 2020 Lakers are NBA champions in 5.
In 5, you're giving Iverson 1 game.
Yep, the 50, the 50 he put up.
The 50 piece is still happening. 100%.
Yeah. No matter what.
I feel like that's fair. I don't know though. I don't know.
You think 4?
I think they might get swept. Yeah, I do.
Damn, you're not even giving Iverson the 50 piece?
Because think about it. So Iverson's putting up 32.9 points a game in the postseason. So 33 points a game on 39% shooting.
Yep.
He almost has more points than fucking field goal percentage, which is insane. He's making 2 threes a game, which is ahead of his time, right?
Yeah.
But that's fucking it. The next scorer on your team is Aaron McKee. He's the 6th man.
Yeah.
No one really talks about him at this point in life for a reason. And then you have Dikembe Mutombo.
Definitely, I'm strictly to me, it's not even close like the teams. I'm just giving Iverson a game because he got a game on the literally the greatest one of the greatest teams of all time, and also Jimmy Butler got 2 on them. Yeah. I'm not gonna forget. Jimmy Butler taking over.
Those games were great. Those games were great.
Yeah, and I think that could happen with one game for Allen Iverson. I'm not saying I feel like you misconstrue my words and everything and just flip them all and then make it seem like I'm saying freaking 6 and 6. No, I'm just saying he's gonna win one game.
What do you think about Dikembe Mutombo versus AD?
I feel like that's gonna be tough for Dikembe. Really, because AD, I just don't see Dikembe as the type that he could spread the floor and I AD back out there.
If you're giving me Anthony Davis at the top of the key versus Mutombo, I'll take AD to get by him or to step back jumper.
Yeah, just take advantage because AD's a guard. He's a big ass guard.
Yeah, but AD should do what he usually does and forget how to post up in this game. Just completely forget.
But I think that's what he should do against Dikembe. I wouldn't post up on Dikembe. I would.
No, that'd be a terrible life choice.
Yeah, I think that's.
Unless you're Shaq.
Yes, exactly.
But if he stretches the floor, if he is able to pull Mutombo out, as we've talked about in previous years, that opens up the lane for guys like LeBron and Rondo and KCP and Kuz.
Yeah, and LeBron Finals MVP again. This is easily.
Yeah. Can LeBron get to a 30-point triple-double in this series? That's my standard for LeBron. How off is he going? Is it 30, 10, and 10 or higher? That's he's eating.
Maybe he could possibly.
Who's guarding him? That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
who's guarding him?
It'd be a tough.
Allen Iverson can guard Kobe barely. And this is prime Allen Iverson. He's not guarding LeBron.
Well, he wasn't guarding Kobe either.
I mean, no, I'm not. No, they weren't primary. Iverson wasn't primarily guarding Kobe to the same extent that Kobe was guarding Iverson, in my opinion. But I
agree.
He was still on him a little bit. That does not happen with LeBron. He does not, unless it's the Lakers' game plan, much like they did with Curry and the switches, to just get LeBron on Iverson. Then that's a totally different ball game. They would just zone up. If that's the case, they're going to zone the Sixers up. Make them shoot, which they can't, and then that's the day. That's the show. I think it could really be a sweep.
I'm just giving AI one game, and that's the 50 piece, and that's it. But
sucks. Allen Iverson.
I agree with everything else you say. I'm just giving them one game.
Allen Iverson's one of the few guys that I have his basketball jersey. I love Allen Iverson, but every time we get to 01. Historically, he just doesn't measure up to some of these other guys. And I feel like such a dick. Because I'm always shitting on this guy. You're right. I'm always shitting on him.
You don't get... My whole thing is I always give these superstars, for the most part, depending on how great they are, I give you at least one game.
Yeah, I don't. I look at it like the era we're watching now is the most talent we've ever seen of all time. And the guys are the most talented now. So when I go backwards, it's hard for me to especially when we put them against a 2020 team. We've never really done this. So you can really think about it in that way. Even though we're bringing the 2020 team backwards, they're still going to implement a lot of these things and strategies that they used from the season in our hypothetical bullshit rules that we made up.
In our time machine.
But no matter what, and I say this every single time we go through this 01 thing, the finals is truly in the Western Conference Finals.
True.
Always. Because whoever wins then, most likely, is going to beat this 01 Sixers team.
The East is definitely white dog shit. I would agree with that. For sure. All right.